It is told at the start of the movie that scientists have invented a process through which a human can be shrunk in his size. The name of this process is downsizing. Any human being can be reduced to 5 inches through this process. The purpose behind the downsizing was that resources were lacking due to the overpopulation. It is obvious that it is menacing, so scientists invented this process. Consequently, man will be shrunk into small size and the resources will also be maintained. Now a small-sized man cannot utilize the resources as much as large-sized man use. But the utilizers of downsizing process have to care some of the rules. If downsizing process is applied on a human being at once, his size cannot be reversed into normal. It means that man will be left small-sized forever, and their coming generation will also be small-sized. Now this invention is gone viral throughout the world. Some people were favoring it while others were disfavoring. Initially some people apply this process on them, shrinking into small size. Those humans are satisfied in their lives. Then a couple comes on the scene. The husband's name is Paul. Between them, their financial condition was not good. They both favor this process. When they hear about it, their issues continue to increase with the passage of time. Paul thinks for many times that he will undergo downsizing process, but he had no courage to do as such. One day Paul goes to a party where he encounters one of his friends and his wife, who were rejoicing in their life after being shrunk into small size, and they reach this party into a small glass box. Paul converses with his friend. His friend tells that, "I am very satisfied with my life after applying the downsizing process. There were many troubles in my life when I was larger sized. Now I am very contented with my life." He further tells, "We had small property before, but it has extended now. Now I am a rich person." Knowing it, Paul and his wife are very inspired. They feel satisfactory, and they both also decide to be surely undergo this process. Then Paul and his wife visit to the downsizing meeting, so they may get more knowledge about it. They are told that their property will be extended as being small-sized. For instance, as being larger-sized, a biscuit cannot quench their appetite, but one biscuit will be enough to fulfill their appetite as being small-sized. So they may spend it many days with one pack of biscuit. Now a lady informs Paul after seeing his property, "Your property's cost will lead to 200 million when you will be shrunk." Hearing it, Paul is pleased. But the issue was this: they cannot reverse to their big size after shrinking. Their relatives will remain big-sized, so their relation with them will be ended forever. And any fixed artificial thing with their body will be taken out, as artificial teeth will also be taken out, because only human body will be shrunk. There is an artificial metal part with Paul's tooth, so he makes it segregated, and scientists also remove all hair of his body. Being ready, both husband and wife say bye to each other. They say that, "We will meet with each other after being small size." Firstly, Paul undergoes the downsizing. Paul is sent to a chamber where a doctor presses a button. Then the procedure of downsizing is started. There were also other people along with Paul. After being shrunk into small size, Paul is lying on a bed, where his caretaker brings a biscuit for him. But Paul firstly calls his wife. Paul's wife tells him that, "I have cancelled this plan." It means that she is not undergoing the downsizing process. Actually, when Paul's wife's hair were being removed, then she felt what she is going to do with her life. She also feels it that she will never be able to meet with her relatives, so she puts aside this plan. Hearing her, Paul becomes aggressive, because he had reduced to a small size and his size could not be reversed again. So they better take divorce from each other, because they cannot live together now. Afterwards, Paul moves to another place to lead his life, and this place was particularly for the downsized people. Paul used to live alone at a house there. He had no friends with him. A long time had passed of Paul's divorce. One day, he watches the news in which he hears that a box was sent from America, in which almost 15 people were coming here, after undergoing the process of downsizing. All were dead among them except a girl. Then Paul goes to his friend's house to attend a party and he falls asleep there. In the following day, he witnesses the same girl whom he had watched on TV news. That girl sweeps that house and cooks food for his friend. In fact, this girl was very poor, and the reason behind this is very ridiculous. That girl takes Paul to his house, which was a damaged area. It was the area of those downsized people, who undergoes the process of downsizing but in an illegal way, so they are residing here. It means they got no benefit from the downsizing process. Their lives' condition was the same as it was before. After the passage of time, Paul starts liking that girl. Then Paul decides to go to that place where this process had initiated, and that scientist who had applied it on himself. Paul meets that scientist. Paul wanted to know either he may be grown into big size in some way. Scientist tells that, I had invented this process after a great struggle to protect the world. But the reality is this, now they cannot be grown into big size. But Paul was contented now, as he finds a good companion in the form of that girl, and he may live his life happily along with her. That scientist tells that I have mapped this place in such a way, no threat may be expected here, you can reside with us if you want. But Paul says no, I want to be ended with the ending of the earth, and I want to survive blissfully in my remaining life. So he comes back to his place, and he starts living a happy life with that girl, with the new beginning. And the movie ends here. I hope that you liked the video. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.